My name is David Robinson. I'm a proud son of Columbia, South Carolina. I was raised on the Southern values of faith, family, and treating others as you would like to be treated. I believe in the power of a handshake and the strength of one's word. As a single parent, I faced the challenges of making ends meet firsthand. When I heard the call to serve, I knew I had to act. I served my country where I learned that we are all in this together, regardless of race, color, or politics. Whether it was in Afghanistan or Arizona, I saw the power of cooperation. Now, I'm ready to bring that same spirit to Washington. Our nation's future depends on our ability to work together and focus on the bread and butter issues that matter most to everyday Americans, not sowing seeds of division. This November, when you cast your ballots, remember, it's about more than just politics. It's about sending someone who would truly represent all South Carolinians. I am David Robinson, and I approve this message.
When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversation fade, I will be here. When there's no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son, to protect his family.
Without these special people behind me, I wouldn't have the search. Hello, everyone. Dave Robinson here. Many of you know me as Dave Robinson, father of Geologist Daniel Robinson. I'm starting this series off just this way, you guys, the way that that I started my journey to run for Congress, U.S. Congress. Many of you may know, many of you may not know that I am running for U.S. Congress. And tonight, like I say, I want to start the series of David's Corner to talk about the reasons why I'm running. How you guys can help, and also what's the purpose of running, and how that would help with missing person cases, along those who are in South Carolina, who are constituents of South Carolina, residents of South Carolina like myself, and would like to hear some of your concerns, what you'd like to see in your Congress, in your representative, as well as your concerns. Again, David Robinson. Many of you know me as David Robinson, father of Geologist Daniel Robinson. I wanted to put both together, you guys. So if you see that I am on the Please Help Find Daniel platform as well as the campaign platform, those are the reasons why. I just want to give you a little bit about myself. For those who do not know, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, born and raised. I was a single parent. And from there, I started to drive trucks. I've been driving trucks for many years. Of course, being a single parent, the ins and outs of raising a family can be kind of hard. I did go to college. I had to stop, like I said, when I became a parent. Went to drive trucks. Then I ended up joining the U.S. Army. after 9/11. Of course, I had the urge, and I knew that I have a skill that the United States Army needed at the time. They're doing a lot of convoys in Iraq, and being a truck driver, I wanted to utilize my skills against the best wishes of my recruiter. I stayed on in as I went in as an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver. However, I didn't drive trucks for the military. I ended up working for an engineering company, combat engineer company, where in war they made me a gunner. Once I enter outside of the military, of course, I came back with injuries, of course, from my tour in Afghanistan. Was being medically discharged, retired out of the military from that point. Of course, being a veteran, you have to deal with a lot of issues that you deal with when it comes to war. However, at the same time, God's been blessing. Came back and just been very proud father. I have children that did very well. One was a geologist, as you guys know. My son Daniel, he had two siblings. One is archaeology. One is archaeology, and the other was marine biology. And a brother who is a computer engineer. So the thing is, you guys, those majors there, and from there, like I said, just the fact of having those things going on in the family, I decided to try to open business myself, and also that failed because COVID. You guys know how that was with during the time with COVID. Tried to go back to school as well. Finished some of my degrees that I started, that I want to complete it. However, was unable to do that at the current stage. But the point is, you guys, I had been sent to Arizona. My son went missing, and so that's one of the things that, like I said, I want to go to that point because sometimes God puts you in a place and time to prepare you for certain things. Had I not known, had I known that my son have gone missing, I would have been trying to do everything I can for missing person cases a long time ago. Daniel, he's one of those advocates as well. You guys, I hear me talk about that a lot on the platform. Please help find Daniel. The type of person Daniel is, the type of person we are as a family, to look out other families. I didn't know anything about missing person cases. Make a long story. So, in my journey, to look for my son has been over 2 years, going on 3 years. You guys know the story of that. And fighting, conducting my own investigations to searches, getting thousands of flyers out, all that, building the grassroots, finding human remains, you name it. This journey had prepared me for where I'm going today, and that is to run for U.S. Congress. And the reason why I'm running for U.S. Congress, of course, is to find those solutions, or bring those solutions that I realized that's out there for missing Americans that's out there. We have tons of missing Americans every year. Over 600,000, 750,000 Americans go missing every year. It is a crisis that we don't talk about, a crisis that's not being put in the proper place. We have the opioid crisis. We have, all these other crises that's happening in the country. We talk about the border. At the same time, we're losing American children, American families, friends, you name it, our loved ones. And, that those things have to stop. So I have been unfortunate and fortunate at the same time to realize that there are some things that could be done differently. Just from the whole story of Daniel, you guys, for instance, starting at the beginning with these policies that's out there in different cities and states. I've been doing some research and found that in most departments, there's no policy that says a family had to wait. Like they told me, I had to wait over 12 hours to report. There's no report times in a lot of these departments, but yet we have law enforcement would tell families that they need to wait a certain amount of time to report their loved one missing. As you guys know, my argument always has been that whenever a person go missing, families already did their due diligence. They know their loved ones, they know the patterns, they know certain things about their loved ones. So those things are already being completed. And the only thing law enforcement need to do from that point is take that report and go to action. So that's one thing. The other part is, guys, and I'm just doing this based on Daniel's story. You guys, as you guys can tell, cell phone pings and things like camera footages. Those things wasn't available in Daniel's case, and I've seen it happen in a lot of other cases as well. So what I'm talking about in Daniel's case, it happens to many Americans every day. As I'm speaking, Americans have to go through this. And they cannot get access to cell phone pings. Very critical information that can bring awareness of exactly what happened to their loved one. So I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to get those data, because what I have gone through, I've been talking to telecommunication companies, with the senators of Arizona, just had those meetings where I learned a lot. I learned a lot when it comes to how they're handling our data, how they're handling retention of those data, for instance. And it's ridiculous, you guys. It's no reason why a family, especially when you own those data, you guys. I want you guys to understand this. Whenever you go to like a phone company and you get service with that company, that whatever they collect from that cell phone, all that data, it belongs to you. It belongs to you as a consumer. You pay for it. That's why you pay this bill every month. All that belongs to you. So there's no reason why a family should not be able to get that data when they own that data. A lot of companies hide behind the fact that they want a warrant from a judge and things like that. But it's your data. We should not have to be excluded from getting that data going through a judge. And a lot of times, like Buckeye Police Park would say, a judge would not give you a warrant if it's not a criminal case. So, like I said, you guys, those things make a difference between life and death for many Americans when they go missing, because we know time is of the essence. So, I have a way to free that up. I have a way to accomplish that goal, and many other things that I have seen that I'm not going to talk about tonight, but that I have seen when it comes to relieving that problem that we have with Miss First case. So, having said all that, that's one of the biggest things that pushed me into running for office. Other thing is, you guys, you can time and time again, as you guys can see, I'm some people say patriotic. If you was to take a thriving business, trucking business, and decide to go into war and doing wartime, and the recruiter telling you, hey, 88 mites are dropping dead, being killed, and the only thing they're looking for is replacements, and I would have been one of those replacements, and I decided to take the risk anyway. And some of that is, first of all, is because yes, you have to protect our country. The other part is, I knew I had the skill sets to be able to do something for the army, to utilize my skill. Also, you guys, there have been many days where I don't know if many of you are like me, but you get into the things of what's going on in the community. Being a single parent, I had to live, trying to make ends meet and things like that with my children. When you're living under in a district where you're feeling like your community is unrepresented. You see other communities in the same district that thrive and doing very well, but somehow that funding, that resource is not making it to your direct community, and that has to stop, you guys. And I got tired of being sick and tired. I remember fussing all the time and looking at the television screen, and always getting into this politic thing, and really say, hey, no, somebody got to do something. We had to do something, but God bless it. Like I say, blessings could come out of different things. It come out of tragedies, like it did in my son's case. Tragedy pushed me to do something about do some the things that I have been seeing going wrong for years. It's not just in one district. I can name some districts. I'm not going to do that tonight in South Carolina, but I've seen things like this for years. Many people's holding seats for many, many, many years, and we somehow we put them back in the seat, but we don't see any changes. Keep giving them chance after chance after chance after chance, and you keep seeing the same thing, and that's called insanity. Doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. So it got to change. Something had to change, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes you have to get up out of your seat and be that change yourself. And that's another reason why I run it. But I will be talking about that, you guys. And like I said, this is something I'm going to be trying to do every Friday. So if you guys, every Friday night, you guys want to join in with me, no matter where you're, you don't have to be from South Carolina. You already know when you're in the House of Representatives, you represent your state, you represent your constituents, but you also make laws and things and that affects the whole entire country. So I need everybody's support. I need everybody's support in my run and my efforts to make changes, bring awareness for missing Americans, as well as getting those solutions to why are we becoming missing this much. You guys know I'm very passionate about that. Especially with the way children are going, 2,000 over 2,000 a day, children going missing every day in this country, and we have to do something about it, and we have to do some research, and we have to find out the reasons why, and make some real solutions to this crisis. Of course, like I said, you guys, I would like to hear from you. So what I'll be doing is I'll go into the chat sections like I used to do. You guys who've been following, with the Q&As back in the day when I was doing Q&As for my son. It'll be in the same fashion, you guys. I would like to go in the questions, answer your questions if you have for me. Things I can't answer at the moment, I can answer those, and talk to the constituents and want to know how what you're thinking, what you'd like to see in your representative, etc. Things like that. So again, I just really want to hear from you. Those who know about the missing American cases, I would like to hear everything you like to say as well. Some of the solutions that you think we can do to bring awareness, as well as bringing solutions to keeping Americans safe when it comes to the missing person case. Okay, I will come back again. I am going to check this chat box, and like I said, I'm not going to be in here long tonight. But I will be going into the chat section, the comment section, and you guys, I will put you up on the screen. If you have some things you want to ask really quick, because I'm not going to be on long. I'm going to cut this really short, try to keep it within a 30-minute window. But I really want to start it off let you guys know I want to be doing this every week, and I'll be trying to improve it and make it more on point to my candidacy, how you guys can help. Also, you guys can see on the screen on the bottom there. You guys, I need donation. I keep asking. I get it. I get it, you guys. I just need donation, 5, 10, whatever you guys can give. I really need my campaign to keep going. So if you guys can support, there you go. If you see the QR code on the screen, you can utilize that. I ran into some people that like to write checks. I've wrote into some people that do not use QR codes and things. I get it. There's also the website, you guys, davidrobsonforcongress.com. You guys can go there to donate as well. So it's right there on the screen, davidrobsonforcongress.com. If you guys want to donate there, you see the same fashion. You can go there and donate as well. Again, you guys, I'm going to come back real quick, and I'm going to go into the comment section to start us off. Next week will be a lot better. I'd stay on a little longer. But I just wanted to do an introduction to say, hey, you guys, this is what I will be doing every week. Want to be able to bring awareness to, what's happening in, to this country, and as well as to let you guys know about my run for office. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, hello everybody again. Dave Robinson here. Like I say, guys, it's gonna be something new. So I'm working it out. I'm working it out where, like I said, we want to engage with you all and talk about this candidacy, this run for U.S. Congress, how it's going to help missing Americans, how it's going to help my constituents in South Carolina. So again, I'm going to chat session real quick. Sunset, thank you so much for being here. JPJ, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you supporting. Also, Jim McGee, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you supporting as well. Lakeisha, thank you for being here. Definitely thankful for moderating as well, keeping the chat safe. So thanks so much. I really appreciate you being here. And Aaron, thank you so much for being here as well. You're a real trooper, even when it comes to supporting my efforts to find my son. So I really appreciate you guys. Also, I have Lakeisha with a question, you guys, and it'd be simple as this as well. For those who are not familiar, the way I do questions on this type of platform, we'll ask for the word question before the question or capital letter Q. big question mark, things like that. So when I come down the comment section, it'll help me, locate your question, and it really identify it as a question. What are the issues? What issues are you bringing to the table as far as Congress? One thing. And thank you so much, Keisha, for that question. Of course, not going back over beating the dead horse in a sense, going back over my efforts to find my son, also the efforts to um, release some of the issues that we have when it comes to missing Americans. But yeah, one of the things is, we had a time right now. You guys know that this is a big division that we have in this country. That I very, very much everybody using politics and everything to divide us as Americans. I mean, we already had our issues in this history of the country, and we're trying to go towards people working together and doing things together, and serve common grounds. I've seen that when I was in the desert. Was really really one of the things that really put something great in my heart is when I seen many Americans. We came from every walk of life, different places, in the country. Some from different states. Some right there where my son, the city that my son went missing. But everybody came together. We had so much love out there. Everybody was joining, no matter what your color was, your spiritual beliefs are, your political ideologies. None of that matter when it comes to Americans working together to look for my son, for a stranger, a United States scientist. So when I saw that, you guys, I seen what we can do when we do work together as Americans, and we can get away from the divisions that we see in this country. It's like almost like the red and blue going against, they have back in the day we was called it the Bloods and the Crips. Saying the red and blue going against each other. It always seemed that way when you look at the political realm of this country so far. It's always just back and forth and bickering, and nothing get done. So what I would like to bring to the table is to be able to bring some type of unity into Congress, to bring people together, find common ground. One of the biggest things I know is to listen. You always can listen to people and hear what they think. Sometimes we just hear somebody else say this hearsay stuff. Hey, this person, I wouldn't go talk to this person across the aisle because of blah 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 XYZ. I think that you should be able to listen. That's the first part of understanding each other, is actually listen. Sometimes a person can tell you something, or they can show you something that you didn't see before. You didn't see, because you heard, kind of stand with your being tribal in a sense. So I would like to be able to unite people together, find those common grounds, the things that really matters to people in this country, what the bread and butter issues, you name it. So that's one of the things to that question. Thanks so much, Keisha, for your question. I hope I answered that again. What issues are you bringing to the table? And yeah, one thing as well, I want to throw that out too as well. You know, I do believe in a woman having the right to choose, things like that. When I say a woman has the right to choose herself, I'm a person like this, and I can tell people. A lot of people may not agree with me, and I understand that. But I can be only honest to myself. I come from a home where I believe in. I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God. I believe in God's principles and His laws for my life. And I remember back when I was growing up, I lived also by the fact that God said, "Work out your own salvation." So when I approach God, I approach God individually. Try to live my life the way He asking me to live my life. I'm not perfect. I do some things that I'm sure that He's not pleased with. Like I said, when it comes to being to perfection, but I can say that I do everything I can to do the right things in life and continue to do that. Now, when it comes to other people, I'm not also God's police officer where I can tell someone else they have to do everything what I believe in, and try to force it on them. So that's my political belief as well. I don't believe in forcing people to do things that they necessarily have different beliefs. We have different beliefs and things. So also when it comes to a woman's body, I definitely not a person that's gonna say, "Hey, look, you know what? I have some business to talk about somebody else's body and tell them what to do with their body." I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think it's out of character, out of place. So those are some of the issues that I have seen that the country is talking about. And that's one of my stance. I don't know if that's one of the issues that you would like to hear about, Lakeisha, but that is one thing that stuck out to me the most. I've been hearing a lot when I've been on the campaign trail so far. People ask that question about what the stand is when it comes to women's rights. Yeah, I mean, it's the same way I see with men's rights. We all have our rights, We should all be equally have everything equally in this country, male, female, or whatever you have it. Everybody's rights should be treated the same. So Ray, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your prayers. I truly appreciate that. Prayers change things. I really believe in prayers. Prayers, have kept me here. It kept me here. Kept me in the fight. Kept me in the fight for my son for over 2 years. I'm still continuing to fight. Lakeisha, you asked that question, but some of the things that's happening in the background. I'm really pushing hard for that. And at the same time, trying to help other people, other families. So of course, I need prayers to keep on doing this and keep on going forward. So again, tap. Thank you so much for being here. Often thinking about you, praying for your answers. Yes, thank you so much. I definitely need those prayers again. And thank you so much for being here. JPJ have a question, and thank you again for those who may have a question. The capital letter Q, the word question mark before your question. That helps me identify those. Have you talked with families in South Carolina who are still looking for their missing loved ones? Currently, no. Currently, no. I have been looking at some of I have it right here on the screen. See if I can pull that up real quick. Um, and it's ironic you said that. I was actually looking at how many. We have 270 people missing in South Carolina, right? As it stands this year, and the year only began. I'm telling you guys, it's getting a lot bigger. So that's a problem in of itself. And we don't, like I said again, here in South Carolina, it affects everybody. We sometimes we don't think so, but it does. But this is what I just happen to have up. But like I'm saying, it's kind of ironic you said this. I was going through this earlier today, and this is South Carolina, misexploited children. Like I told you guys, 2,000 children go missing every day in this country, and over 2,000 children. We have here Shayla, right here, Roscoe, Stella, Lopez, Oliver. You have Javon, Polote. You have Azaria Evans. You have Maya Ellens, and you have William Hazley, right? But if you keep going back, this is right here the sum of the children, you guys, and it's tons of them, tons. And it's sad to say, you guys, I've been going through it, and like you said, I've been trying to find ways that I can reach out to these families. And I was going through the missing and exploited children to try to be able to do that. So again, just by you saying that is ironic you say that. That's something that I'm really wanting to work on, is also being able to get with these organizations that have that data, know how to get in contact with families and things like that to talk about their loved one that's missing. Also, the question is, what changes do they want to see in regards to how their cases were handled? I don't know that specifically when it comes to missing person families out there right now. Is exactly each individual would like to see. I know based on what I had gone through, and some of the families I have talked to out when I was in Arizona, to understand those things that I've been going through, my family and I've been going through, some of the things they have been dealing with themselves, and the changes that they would like to see is the way law enforcement handle their loved ones' cases. I hear that a lot, in different forms of fashions. The way they're handling these cases, and like I told you guys, some of the policies that's hampering law enforcement doing their job correctly. Also, there's issues with funding. Some people talk about defund the police. I'm not into defunding the police. One of the things is I think they need more funding when it comes to missing Americans as well, because some of those things, you look at the resources they have. I think it's almost like how you would as a parent. You want to, you get to a certain point in life where you're looking at, hey, should I take care of this or should I take care of this first? Because you look at your pocketbook and see how much you can handle. But we got to make sure the resources there for law enforcement to be able to do their job. That's what I'm looking for, because I really believe there should be a department within a department that just handles missing American cases, because I've seen and I'm hearing from families that say, hey, they want to see a lot different things go on when it comes to law enforcement and how that is handled. But the other things, a lot of families don't know, like I said up front, is that data that has been lacking in this whole scenario, and why some of this information is not being there. We have to also take in consideration the research the research that it should be done in this country when it comes in terms of missing Americans is the fact that we got to tie those things in together. What caused that? We had domestic violence, you guys. A lot of people don't think about it, but domestic violence is a big contributor to why people go missing, especially women go missing in this country. Also, you got to look at human trafficking, organ harvesting, all that kind of things is out there, you guys, that need to be looking to, really looking to, and see which department should be handling it. I think that law enforcement, when I say law enforcement, our basic law enforcement that we call 911 every day, should be the only one looking into every case when it comes to missing Americans. I think some of the a lot of responsibility can go to the U.S. Marshal and some of these other entities that's out there that can better suit to find missing Americans, especially when it's a crisis the way it is. So I would be looking into that as well. That's one of the things I want to be able to um, bring to the forefront. And let me see who else I have about it has another question. I would like to see your question before I jump off here. But this is exactly what I want this whole event to be about. You guys be similar to what I've been doing when I'm out searching for my son. I will be doing that too as well, you guys. So you see the same background, maybe a little different. I'm not sure. But I want to be able to I will still be fighting for missing Americans. But this platform, I'm trying to show the two differentials will be specifically for my campaign. And of course, I'm talking about Miss America. That's one of my biggest passions when it comes to missing Americans. The other part is I want to be able to reach out to everybody here in South Carolina who have concerns. We have concerns that say, "Hey, this man running for Joe Wilson's seat," and what he's going to bring to the table, what you planning to do. And like I can't say up front, you guys, one thing I'm gonna plan to do is something totally different from what we've been seeing. You guys, one thing I've been talking about real quick, I want to point this out. One thing I have noticed been going on in our communities, especially black communities, where I come from. I can not. I'm proud to say that I come from the projects. I've been living in the hood, what some would like to say. Saying that's where I grew up. I grew up in those areas where when I went to school, high school, we had the historically black high school. We had books that, for instance, if you was to look at our district, it's called District 1, School District 1, and you saw that how the books that we have it wasn't brand new books. And you go to the beginning of the school, you get these books, and they're like they've been used before. Those hand-me-down books, we get hand-me-down books from the other schools where on the other side of town where it could be in the same district where they put money into that school, but they didn't put money into the black school, for instance, in that community. One of the other things is the fact that I've seen businesses. We have entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. You see entrepreneurs trying to start their own businesses into their own community. They're not given, the SBA is supposed to be there for small businesses as well. But we're not seeing some of those resources given to these entrepreneurs that are really trying to build businesses, right? But we can have some immigrant come into this country. They get allowances. They get also for lack of a word, just get free money, you guys, to be able to do business, right? And they don't want the business to be done in the community they're actually living in. They want the community to be in the black communities. That's why we can see some of these stores. You go to these storefronts, you see the liquor stores, you see this store. You will see a lot of people who are immigrants. When I say immigrants, they come from another country. They open a business in your community, but yet you don't see any, for instance, like a black community, you won't see black people running their own stores in their communities because they are actually getting incentives to open a business in the black community and not in their community. So whenever these people come from across seas, that's the first thing they do, open up in our communities. But what the problem with that is when we go spend money in our own community in these stores, for instance, that money is taken away from our community because once it goes into their pocket, they take it back to their community, and that's where their community grow, leaving the community that money came from behind. So I want to dig into that kind of things as well to try to combat that situation that we see in our communities, and I'm sure it happens in many other communities all across this country. But I definitely see that here in South Carolina. So again, that's some of the issues that we'll be talking about. But again, you guys, thanks so much for sharing your time. Like I said, I wanted to keep it under 30 minutes this time for the first run at this. I want to talk to my campaign managers. I want to talk to those who on my team to better do this right here. This is one of my first ones. I did tell you guys earlier. I think it was earlier the week that I was going to do that tonight. Come on at 8:30 tonight. I wanted to come on 8:30, so I want to give everybody in the West Coast some time to be on as well. Definitely, like I said, don't matter where you at, where you from, what state you is, it affects every last one of you guys. My run affects everybody. When I say it runs affects everybody, because I'm fighting for missing Americans. Never in a million years I didn't think that it would happen to my family, but it did. It happened to the family as I'm speaking right now. It's happening across this country. It's an epidemic, a problem that is happening here in this country every day. We're missing Americans. It can happen to any family. God forbid it happen to your family, but it happens. It happens every day, you guys. The other part is, guys, what my run when I get into Congress does affect. Like I said, I'm there to try to unite. I want to be able to reach across the aisle, get things done, and stop all this craziness that we've been hearing across the country. I want to hear. I want to listen. I want to hear what other people think, their ideologies, and see what they're thinking. I want to be judgmental and say just because I guess you're wearing a red shirt or a purple shirt or whatever shirt you're wearing, I shouldn't be listening to you. I need to hear what a person has to say before I make a judgment call on how I would act. I would like to hear what the constituents would like to say. That's what I'm saying, you guys. One thing for sure. And I say thank you, Lakeisha, for putting me up to 34 minutes. um, but I would like to, hear on this platform as well, hear from people who will be my constituents. I'm a constituent right now of District 2. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you would like to see in your representative. I think that's more important, because what happens is a lot of times representatives may start off really nice and want to do the right thing. Some have other agendas. I don't know. But what I can say, a lot of times people get in and they'll say, hey, look, I'm representing my constituents. I care about their needs. I care about what they think. But did they ever even ask you what you think? They'll tell you what they going to do for you. I want to hear what you want me to do for you, right? And they'll tell you what they're going to do for you. I want to hear what you want me to do for you as well. So that's what this will be here, you guys, for you to tell me those things. Tell me those things, what you like to see in your representative, what you like to see get done. Because they'll say, "Hey, look, I'm representing you," but then when they get up there, they're not representing you at all. They represent self-interest to you name it. They're raising their children. They're sending their kids to college, and you wonder why it's taking them 20 years to get the infrastructure, the highway built in your community, or this is not getting done, or certain things. They say they've been saying this for years. Yeah, of course, because there's no more being a representative for the people. It's a representative for themselves, for a party as well. A lot of times we get stuck into that as well. So again, you guys, thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Lakeisha, for putting me up on the time. I see you there. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're at 34 minutes. Well wishes with your campaign. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I have again, you guys, if you have questions in the future, you'll see, put the word question there, question mark, things like that to help. Any updates? It's been a while for me. Thank you for your persistence. Matthew, again, this platform is I know the background. I'm going to change the background so everybody can see the differential of the campaign platform I'm doing right now versus the platform for my missing son and missing Americans. But like I said, this is a combination of both. This platform for my campaign, because I am running because of missing Americans out there is one of my biggest passions, self passions, when it comes to this run for office. And the second thing is to because I'm a resident of South Carolina, District 2, and the cares and the things that's happening in my district, that is important to me as well. So I have to. It's two parts of that. So you'll hear me talk about both on this, but like I said, this will be about the campaign and how those two things relate to each other, and also give people who will be supporting me the opportunity to ask questions, as well as tell me some of the things they would like to see in their representative. So Matthew, thanks so much. Any updates? No updates when it comes to my son, outside of the fact that I'm still fighting. I do have meetings coming up in law enforcement again, you guys, they can play stonewall at times, and so I'm doing everything as a father to make sure I'm protecting my son. It's been a while. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and for your support. And let's see. And you're right. I have two more things, Lakeisha, and I am jumping off. JPJ, thanks so much. This can happen to anyone. It can. So when it does happen, we need to help. Donate, spread the word, reach out, and anything helps. And one thing I told you guys in the past: share. Sharing is caring. You guys don't forget to share a loved ones. Pick an American to share their story. That is the best thing you can do for any missing American family is to share. Again, you guys, lastly, I'm going to say before I jump off, please, like I say again, I know one of the things you have to ask for when you're running a campaign, you have to ask for donations, you guys. This donation will help not only, like I said, help my campaign to get me into place. It'll get me where I need to go. It make me competitive. I can get out there and let people know I'm running. And also win my seat. I have a primary that's coming up on June 11th. I have to win. The second thing happened after I win my primary. I go into the general election to run against the incumbent. It's not going to be an easy run. I need to get into Congress, you guys, to make changes, get things done. When I say get things done, we need to fight for those who support me in my efforts to find my son and efforts to find other missing Americans. I need your support. I need your support because what I'm doing will help my son. It will help other missing Americans because we'll get those datas. We'll get these things done. We'll get all this information about why our Americans are going missing. And those who are in South Carolina, or even, no matter where you're at out there too, my run is also will be bringing something different into Congress, try to bring unity, and also, say get things done that would affect all Americans all across the country. And those who are in South Carolina, it's time for change. It's time for change. It's time for to have a representative that actually truly represents you, a person who knows about honor and dignity and respect. I'm a wartime veteran. I'm not a veteran that say, hey, look, I've been in the military. I'm a veteran who has been in the fight for this country, put my life at harm's way. Not that I need any kind of praise for that. What I'm saying is, I went to war when it wasn't a good time for the country. I could say it that way, and I'm willing to fight again for this country. I'm willing to fight for our democracy. Some I see that a lot of that being attacked. You guys, we've been trying to get things. This country trying to the democracy and our republicans being actually attacked. They're trying to take us back to a place, you guys, where we shouldn't be. We should be going forward. It's time to make us unite again in this country. So I will be doing that. So again, you guys, I need your constant support. You guys know you've been watching me for over 2 years. You can tell the character that I have as a father, a fighter. I've been fighting, you guys fighting. You can tell I haven't been giving up, and I wouldn't give up on you as well when I'm sitting in that seat in Congress. I'm a person who fight, and I will do everything I can to make things happen. I will keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm not a career politician, so a lot of people say, "Hey, look, what's your political history? How long you been doing, all this political stuff?" I haven't. I'm a constituent. I'm a person who is sitting behind my television, tired of being sick and tired of seeing the same thing, right? Tired of wishing our representative do the right thing. But it's time, like I said, it comes to a point where you have to stand up and do it yourself. It came to a point where I had to stand up and fight for this country. I had to give up a business to fight for this country. It came a time that I had to leave South Carolina and drive 2,000 miles to go rescue my son and at least try and fight. Came a time to step up and don't just rely on law enforcement to do the job for you. You do it yourself. So again, thank you so much, and I really appreciate you again for being here. I most don't want to let you guys go. You know how long-winded I can get, and I have to tell myself to get off. And Keisha, thanks so much for telling me that at the beginning. But I had to keep telling myself to get off. Mr. Robinson, my entire family lives in South Carolina. Horry County has your vote, and thank you so much. Yes, I definitely need that. I want to make sure that's in my district. If they are, I thank you so much. Niggas definitely still support you guys. Again, that button right here, that QR code right there on the side, you guys. And thank you, Stevie. I really appreciate that. On that button on the side there, you guys, is the donation tab. You guys, you will see it here on the screen every time. And definitely would need your support. 5, 10, whatever you guys can afford to donate, it helps out a lot. Every amount goes a long way when it comes to a campaign. So again, DaveRobsonForCongress.com, you guys, for those who want to go to the website and hear more about my campaign. I truly appreciate your support. You can reach out to me, DaveRobsonForCongress@yahoo.com, and the phone number there below. Again, and also you can join the campaign. No matter where you're at, you guys, you can join the campaign, share, make calls, become a donor. So thank you guys again. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next time. It'll be next Friday, guys, 8:30. I'm pushing for 8:30 every Friday. So you guys want to come in, well, 8:30 on the East Coast. Those who are in the West, 5:30. I would like to see you on the West Coast, 5:30, East Coast, 8:30. You guys can join in and ask some questions. Please ask some questions. Give me some, just whatever you guys want to talk about. We'll be doing a whole lot in the comment section. So again, you guys, thanks so much. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next time. My name is David Robinson. I'm a proud son of Columbia, South Carolina. I was raised on the Southern values of faith, family, and treating others as you would like to be treated. I believe in the power of a handshake and the strength of one's word. As a single parent, I faced the challenges of making ends meet firsthand. When I heard the call to serve, I knew I had to act. I served my country where I learned that we are all in this together, regardless of race, color, or politics. Whether it was in Afghanistan or Arizona, I saw the power of cooperation. Now, I'm ready to bring that same spirit to Washington. Our nation's future depends on our ability to work together and focus on the bread and butter issues that matter most to everyday Americans, not sowing seeds of division. This November, when you cast your ballots, remember, it's about more than just politics. It's about sending someone who would truly represent all South Carolinians. I am David Robinson, and I approve this message.